It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Browns and the silver and black. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Southern Nevada and Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
On the return is Dylan Laube. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
Don't let this guy's laid-back personality fool you, Mike. He is a tremendous presence to have in your quarterback room. Not only does he have the ability to manage the game at a high level, but your team has a legitimate chance to beat anyone in the league whenever he's under center. Now, I don't know if I'd classify him as a long-term solution, but he's certainly someone every franchise they would love to have.
They face 2nd down and 7. Play action now with Minshew. That'll be taken in. It's Alexander Madison.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the 1st down.
A throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. From the gun, here's Minshew. Gonna get that complete. Jacoby Myers. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Now give out of the gun. It's Madison. He'll be brought down at the 37, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. All he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on third down. Throwing is Minshew. And that is incomplete. Denzel Ward in there defensively to knock it away.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over them.
And that is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless ball game.
And that's just a tough way to finish off what was a good opening drive. And obviously, as a kicker, you have to have a short memory, but you can bet he'll be thinking about that one the rest of the way.
First and 10. Watson going to throw right away. He's going to tuck it and go. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
On first down, it's Watson. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
To throw on second down is Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. From the shotgun, here's Watson. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Shotgun snap to Watson. A throw on the move is caught.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. They look to run with Ford. And he's going the wrong way, dropped back at the 7.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
Watson now on third down. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. David Njoku. Touchdown, Cleveland. Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Laube now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
On second down, here comes Madison. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. And now it's third down. Back is Minshew. Gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's a really critical conversion here because after not scoring on your opening drive, you just can't afford to follow that up with a 3-and-out. So you find yourself down 7-0. Sustain this drive and at the very least, see if you can come away with some points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Madison. He'll inch forward for maybe a yard. Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw, Minshew. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. They'll try and throw with Minshew. Open receiver is Marshall. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Here's Minshew now on 1st and 10. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
On the handoff, it's Madison. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Minshew going to look to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have that first down. They didn't want to settle for 3, and now it's 1st and goal.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll run with Madison. No signal, and we will not get one. He stopped short, and now it's 3rd and goal.
They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a 3rd attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
Tight end motioning left. They looked, oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Browns have it. Those are the places on the field where the defense wants to come up with the big plays, and that was one. Down deep, get to the quarterback, knock it out, and come up with the recovery.
Mike, this is one of those times where I think for a quarterback, they get caught in between. Do I want to be a runner and take it in myself? Do I have time to let my wide receivers develop in the end zone? I think he holds on to it just a little too long. The defense pokes it free and creates a huge turnover.
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. Now he's free at the 35. And he'll be taken down.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Raiders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back-end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
The Raiders offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. A run here with Abdullah. And he'll manage to work this forward to the 37. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Here's a run with Abdullah. Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Now Madison. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1. Here's 3rd and 2. In motion is Myers. 3rd and 2. And here's Minshew. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And on that 3rd down, they thought an easy way to pick it up and get some positive yards would go to their quick game, but it didn't seem like the receiver and the quarterback were on the same page, and now brings up 4th down.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Browns offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
2nd down and 8. Off the bootleg, here's Watson. This one caught by Akins. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. 7-0 is our score. And we're back in Vegas after this. Now a 3rd and 2. Now Watson. That one on target to Moore. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Watson now on 1st down. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Marcus Epps up from the secondary to make the tackle. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here's Ford heading left. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
A run here right side, and it's 4. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Watson. To his tight end, Njoku.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns will extend to a 10-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And he is stopped at the 25, and the drive will begin there. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again, and nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Here's Abdullah. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. Madison gets it from the pistol. And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the 1st down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the 1st down, just not here.
They'll stick with Madison. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The first down at the 38-yard line.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Again, it's Madison. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. From the gun, here's Minshew. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it's going to be 3rd down.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete, but as this...
A throw left side, going to be intercepted. That's the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Browns offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the quick slant, that's Judy. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
A run left side with 4. And the D closes quickly. He stopped after a gain of a yard. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll run once more with 4. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Big Christian Wilkins, the one who brought him down. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's 3rd down. Watson. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
And he missed it. It's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
A handoff, running left, it's Madison. And he'll be brought down right around the 40. Juan Thornhill up from his secondary spot to make the play. 2nd and 7. Here's Madison. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Denzel Ward in on the tackle. Here's a 3rd down and 4. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Raider 1st down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Marshall is on the move. On 1st and 10, it's Minshew. Now a loose football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On the give, this is Madison. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. That was Jordan Hicks who got him down. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Browns offense back onto the field for their next possession. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early, and they'll see if they can add to it beginning on this drive. 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Ford. He'll manage only a couple. Robert Spillane spills him there. They bring Judy in motion. And this defense having nothing of that, they get him down behind the line.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Play action. Walks it. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
So on 4th down, the lefty, Corey Bojorquez to punt for Cleveland. Back deep for the Raiders, it's Trey Tucker. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. The drive starts with a run by Madison. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll run Abdullah. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Juan Thornhill up from his secondary spot to make the play. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try and throw with Minshew. In trouble, and down he goes.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds, but the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he's on to punt for the Raiders. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Back to throw is Watson. Here's a screen set up for 4. Give him 13 on that screen play and a 1st down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. To the left side, he's got Njoku. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Watson. Off he goes. And they get him to the ground, but he's all the way down to the 35-yard line.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Here's Watson. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
He runs with it. And he's going to be taken down. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns will open up a 13-0 lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime, and the visiting Browns are on top. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report. It's all yours, Coach.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Pierre Strong on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Browns offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Nate Hobbs in from his corner spot to make the stop. On second down, here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
First and 10, and here comes 4. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
That's caught by Judy, working his way across the field. And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
When done properly, crossing routes are a great way to get your receivers the ball in space with room to run after the catch, and that's exactly what they're able to do here, executed to perfection, and they pick up a ton of yards after the catch.
So not quite first and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Watson going to give it to Chubb. Marked down at the 6. On the ground, this is Ford. Hard running close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. They'll run with Chubb. Powering forward, he's in. Nick Chubb, touchdown Browns.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. They'll go for 2 as Watson brings the Browns to the line. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
There was no hesitation from this offense. Immediately after they scored that touchdown, the entire sideline was holding up 2 fingers. They knew exactly what play they wanted. They felt great about it coming into the game, and clearly the right choice.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here comes Amir Abdullah on the return. And he'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Raiders offense and Gardner Minshew going to take over once again. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball, and that's what he's done in this one. Marshall is on the move. A run here with Abdullah. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Denzel Ward in on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. He's going to look for the home run ball.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
crochet to return it. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
The second down throw is incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The home team's offense getting set to get back to work. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he'll get this ahead, gain of about 4, and it leads to third down. In motion is Myers. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Raiders send their punt team out as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and it results in a negative play.
From the pistol, a give to Chubb. And some good blocking, springing him. A gain of 9 as we get to third down. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll try to run for it. And he's going to be taken down, but not until he reaches the 20-yard line.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback-designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of a defense, and we saw it again here.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's 4. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Off the bootleg, here's Watson. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Jordan Akins. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the 3rd quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Now Hopkins on to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Browns are able to extend the advantage to 28-0. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Abdullah now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. And he'll get about 4 to the 29. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll fake the give, and now it's Minshew. That's taken in by the running back, Madison. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
The ability to sustain possession and continue to get new sets of down, it just allows more and more opportunities for those eventual chunk plays, and that's what every offense in the league is looking for. But the more 1st downs, the more snaps, the more opportunities.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Here's a run with Abdullah. And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5. They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4. From the gun, here's Minshew. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. It's a gain of 10 yards. 1st down, Vegas.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Throwing on 1st and 10, it's Minshew. He'll look underneath and find Abdullah. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Minshew now to throw on 1st and 10. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end, Bowers. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Amir Abdullah, touchdown Las Vegas.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. Daniel Carlson on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. And the Raiders are able to cut into the deficit. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. On the return, this is Strong. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now give to Chubb, running right. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On 1st and 10, here's Watson. Finding room at midfield. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. On 1st down, it's Watson. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They bring Judy in motion. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
From the shotgun, here's Watson. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. And he's going to lose yardage here. That's the way they'll switch ends as this third quarter has come to an end. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Shotgun snap to Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. On the handoff, this is Chubb. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
So Hopkins now, following the made field goal, back out to send it away. Laube now to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. That's caught left side by Bowers.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Back is Minshew. He's going to tuck it and go. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
He'll get this out to his running back. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
Anytime you have a running back like this, it's more about just how many ways can you get the ball in his hand. He's had a great game today so far on the ground. Now they're starting to find ways to get him the ball through the air, and that is a handful for any defense.
They'll try left side here with Madison. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll stick with Madison. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. They'll try and throw with Minshew. And he'll take it on in. Terrace Marshall. Touchdown, Raiders. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
Minshew leading everybody to the line. 2-point conversion try coming up. They'll toss this one out to Madison. And he gets into the end zone for the 2. So it's not over yet. It's back to a 2-score game. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
That one good for a dozen, and a very quick 1st down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock, and without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, a give to Ford. And he'll weave his way down close to that 1st down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. He'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And he'll get to the 48, and that's going to be good enough. It'll pick up a first down. Once again, it's Chubb. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the key factors for having success in the run game, Mike, is winning at the point of attack. And what that means is every play, the linemen and all the blockers, they understand where the back is going to start and then where the back could end up. And having a good understanding of that and how it pertains to the defense is how you gain your advantage to have big plays like this.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Now, first down throw for Watson. That's taken in by Chubb. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
A run straight ahead, that's Ford. And he's in! Jerome Ford. Touchdown, Browns. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And he's going to be about a yard short of the first, getting it up to the 36.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Throwing is Minshew. Here's a screen set up for Abdullah. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
3rd and inches, you see a lot of teams try to take a shot. Why, Mike? Because they know on 4th and inches, they still have a chance to convert the first down. The shot wasn't there, but they're still able to pick up a nice gain and convert and bring up first down.
To the air once more is Minshew. He completes it to Marshall. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Minshew out of the pistol here. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Now Minshew. He's got a man. That's Myers. Give him 14 on that one. Good for a Raider first down.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Minshew. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
2nd and a yard. They'll run here with Madison. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains. From the gun, here's Minshew. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Throwing on 2nd down is Minshew. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's first.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Minshew. Now he takes off. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the first down.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up 3rd and goal.
They look to throw it with Minshew. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Terrace Marshall. Touchdown, Vegas. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a two-possession game here late.
Minshew leading everybody to the line. 2-point conversion try coming up.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
Recovering an onside kick has really become kind of a lost art nowadays, Mike. You just don't see it very often. You're trying to find where's the weak link, where's the hole in the recovery unit. Kicker's got to put the ball there, and then it's just a race to recover it.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is...
And he cannot get away. Brought down. And that sack will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Minshew going to look to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Third and long. Off the play fake, it's Minshew. Open receiver is Marshall. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Minshew. That's caught by Abdullah.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. To throw once more, here's Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Throwing again is Minshew. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. And they have turned it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense. They're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The Browns offense ready to take over once more. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. Watson will make the read and holds on. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short gain.
They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And he'll be taken down at about the 28, but move the chains. That's a 1st down. Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. So it's a win for the visiting Cleveland Browns. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.